Hello, my name is Steve, the Affordable Life Coach. When we are watching videos, politicians, actors, actresses, entrepreneurs, CEOs, social media influencers, keep in mind that image is everything. If they can convince you that the life they are portraying is real, they've shortcutted a lot of energy, time, blood, sweat, and tears that is normally required to get to that point. And they can also use that to extract your time, your attention, your adoration, buying the products they sell. Most, as Henry David Thoreau said, most people live lives of quiet desperation. And the things we worship in this society is empty. And when you look at these influencers or these famous people and how many followers they have and how much money they make and how successful financially they are, we're being led astray. And we believe because there is a sense of discontentment deep within all of our hearts. Like something just is wrong with either ourselves, or it's definitely wrong with the world, or just makes life feel empty. And I've done full circles of chasing the wealth, chasing being hyper productive. I got into this even before all of this was even a thing, of tracking your time, setting goals, doing vision boards, devouring self-help books, going to lectures and conferences and stuff like that. And it's strange because even that becomes an addiction. And when I'm coaching clients, especially newer clients, it's almost like the first step we have to do is just deprogramming, because we've been brainwashed. We're in it's like a cult. It's a cult. If everybody wasn't doing it and it wasn't normalized, you'd look at it and go, this is absolutely insane. You look at the obesity rates, you look at the depression rates, you look at the psychotropic drugs people are taking, the alcoholism, the screen addiction. Those should be red, huge, glaring alarms just ringing and ringing and ringing and alerting us as a populace in society and as human beings. Something's dramatically wrong. And we're so off track of what brings us, or what would bring us, a sense of just deep inner peace and contentment with what we have and the life we have. If anything, it's just more about getting to that contentment through subtraction and eliminating and getting rid of all the toxicity that looks like pleasure, that looks like fun, that looks like distraction, the drama of the news. It just squeezes all the joy and peace and calm and serenity out of our souls. And then we can't understand why we're unhappy, why we're unfulfilled, why we are so lost. And that's why it's so important to find your path, not based on what society dictates, or friends or family tries to nudge you in the direction of, or what your ego, and that's probably the biggest one, pushes you towards the edge of that cliff. It comes from here. It comes from the soul. It comes from self-exploration. It comes from unplugging yourself. It comes from talking to people who are awakened, people who are critical thinkers, independent thinkers, people who value truth over titillation. And it's just hard to find. It's really hard to have a good, deep, meaningful conversation with people this day and age. The shallowness and the superficiality is mind-numbingly painful for people that get what's going on, that see how we're being led astray, and that our financial, emotional, psychological resources, political resources, and values are being just tampered with and manipulated. And what do we all want? We just all want to be content. And it's so simple. It's not as complicated. Whenever something is overly complicated, like when I'm coaching clients, I always try to break things down to its simplest core actionable step. And when I'm reading these psychology books or self-development books or even philosophy books, spirituality books, it's almost like it's overly complicated intentionally because they want to keep people in the dark, or they want to give the veneer of intellectualism, that they're really smart and they're really intelligent, and so they're making this really complicated and convoluted and hard to figure out. And then we feel like, whoa, what's wrong with us? I'm not smart enough to read this book and to understand what it's talking about. But we don't need a lot of head knowledge. Like, just common sense goes such a long way. Inner wisdom goes such a long way. And it gets us back on track and helps us realize, I don't want to be plugged in. I don't want to be plugged into staying up late on my phone, or to spending hours upon hours on screens, or eating crap food that's addictive and makes me feel like crap, and the sugar and the processed foods. And I've struggled with all those things. I have struggled, and some days are wonderful, some days I have challenges. But overall, I look at my life and I go, I'm headed in the right direction. And that's the most important thing to get my clients to realize. It's not comparing ourselves to other people. And when we compare ourselves to other people, we're comparing ourselves to their superficial nonsense that we think would make us happy if we had it. But really, if you're truly happy, I don't even know if happy is the right word. If we're truly just at peace, you realize you don't need those things. And the fact that you keep on thinking you need those things, whether it's like a relationship, I'm so lonely, and if I only had a relationship, then I'd be fulfilled and happy, or more money, or a better job, or live in a different place, or travel more, or change my physical appearance. Although exercise is so fundamental to mental health. I mean, we're just too sedentary as I sit here on a couch. But it's so glorious to just free yourself, just to let go, and just to surrender, and to be more in the state of flow with life, and not try to control it, and not try to manipulate it, and not try to control and manipulate other people, and to realize how little you need to be happy, and to turn off the advertising, and to go out and engage with life. Go on hikes, go on traveling, go camping, have meaningful conversations with people, push yourself, your physical limits to see what you're capable of. Eat less, pray more, meditate more, spend time in nature, read engaging books, listen to music that makes you feel joyful inside, create stuff, talk to strangers, go on long walks, go on a picnic. Like, all these stuff doesn't cost a lot of money. But it starts with, we have to realize we're addicts. We're addicts. And just because our addiction might not be extremely harmful, or our addiction is socially acceptable, doesn't mean we're not addicts. Each day we wake up, we have automated behaviors, whether it's that cup of coffee that you can't go without. And the best way to tell if you're an addict, like when I'm coaching clients, they'll say, oh, I'm not addicted to whatever. Let's say it's coffee. I'm like, okay, go 30 days without it. No, I don't want to. Well, of course, because you're an addict. But just like letting nothing get control of us, ooh, that's a rush, man. That feels good. That feels like what a wonderful purpose in life, and what a high, just a natural high to not have anything hold power over us and just manipulate our addictive tendencies. That feels really, really good. But yeah, man, we go, and I struggle with it myself. And like I said earlier, the ebbs and flows, but that's my goal. That's my target, is just to be a free soul and to walk my own walk, not based on ego and not based on approval. And this is what I try to instill in my coaching, is this type of mindset, that freedom, that self-expression, that critical thinking, independent thought, like deep communication, being in touch with your intuition and your wise mind, finding pleasure and joy in simple pleasures, stretching your comfort zone, doing things that challenge you. That's what life's about. Not all of this other rigmarole that we've been just bombarded with. Yeah, and it's such a exciting way to live one's life. You're set free, and you never want to go back. You never want to go back to the old ways of enslavement. And even if the addiction is a relationship, or if the addiction is a food addiction, or like, just not even that, like, food addictions everywhere, but just not able to sit still and stare at a wall and just be present with your own thoughts. Like, that's how you've been, your brain and your desires and your addictions have been hijacked when we can't even sit still and allow ourselves to be bored. I was trying to peel a hard-boiled egg this morning, and I was seeing that my mind, and how it's if someone has a secret, please put it in the comments, because I've watched YouTube videos, I've tried so many different things, and each time sometimes I will get an occasional success, but to do it consistently is an extreme challenge. And I always look at when I'm getting frustrated, when I'm having challenges or when I want to avoid something, like I just said, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I ask myself, what is the lesson here? And the lesson for me was, because it's very time consuming and tedious, peeling that shell off. But at the same time, it's revealing, hey, wait a second, what's this revealing about me? I need to develop more patience. My patience and peeling an egg is very revealing. And I'm sure this carries over in other areas of my life. And so just that process of, hey, this is a challenge. My monkey mind is resisting to it. It had other things I had to do that I felt were more important. But I said, no, this is the lesson here. Let me just kind of peel these eggs with a state of presence instead of just trying to get through it and move on to the next task and the next task and the next task. And that's what automated, mindless behavior looks like. And we're just constantly like, just continue to bump our heads against the wall, and then we can't understand why we have a headache or why we're exhausted or why we're in pain or why we're unhappy. It's slowing down, being deliberate, being intentional, speaking less, and looking at life as an opportunity to evolve, to grow, and waking up in the morning and go, boy, I wonder what life's going to teach me today. And feeling the physical sensations of those lessons as a cue of what we need to learn. Oh, it seems bizarre because that's not the way we were taught. We're always chasing things, external things. We weren't taught to focus on small, incremental, spiritual, psychological, emotional victories, insights, lessons. And when I start feeling a little tension in my chest, that's where I feel my stress. I go, oh, what's going on here? What am I fearing? Am I developing a scarcity mindset? Have I been exposing myself to too much doom and gloom internet? Is my ego in fear of being judged? Am I trying to control something to get the outcome that I want? It's just invaluable to constantly, not even constantly, just like have that as a automatic habit in which we go about our days. And just breathing when we're talking to people, breathing when we're driving, breathing when we're doing the dishes, self-reflecting, listening to our intuition. Like all of these things are small miracles that give purpose to life. We're always chasing big purposes. Oh, I want to get rich, or I want to get more women, or date more men, or I want to lose weight. We're all, like, I tell my clients, it's inside out living. When we get the inside dialed in, healed, strengthened, courageous, the external takes care of itself. You don't have to really stress and fret about it. It just kind of, you enter that state of flow and things just line up and fall into place. Not perfectly, but with the mindset of a strong inner core and like everything's an opportunity for growth, you no longer look at failure as failure anymore. You look at it as self-discovery, or I'm making a better version of myself, or I'm developing better skills. Yeah, and it really is less like riding life on the roller coaster, up and down and up and down. Your life is just much calmer, And there'll be some ups and downs, but it's just more peaceful. I liken it to there's a huge storm in the middle of the ocean where there's thunder, lightning, torrential rain, and you just go beneath the surface. You just go beneath, you got your scuba gear and stuff like that. You just go beneath the surface. And that's what diving deep within yourself. And that's what I love about coaching. That's what I love about life. Not getting sucked up in the soap opera, in the drama, and just being more non-reactive to what does or doesn't happen, and handling with like a deep sense of calm and equanimity and peace. And that's like one of my purposes in life is to make even if it's just a millimeter step in that direction. And it's a journey. It's going to last the rest of my life. I'm never going to arrive to that point. I just don't buy all these people. Oh, I'm enlightened. Anyone that says that they're enlightened, you got to really question them. But and who would want to be? You become enlightened, and then it's like, what's next? Sit around and just meditate all day? But it's nice to look at life from that perspective. Is like, I'm on the process, I'm in the direction, I'm on the path of growth and non-attachment, and living life more in a state of surrender. Oh, I would love to hear just your overall thoughts on this video. And I brought up, there's a lot of topics. You could pick one of them and tell me what your thoughts are of it and what you struggle with from this video, applying these principles, and what you've been successful at from some of these principles talked about. And if you'd like ridiculously affordable coaching, send me an email. It's in the description. And don't listen to the monkey mind or the fear part of your brain that says, oh no, I can't afford it. I have college students that can afford it. Oh no, it's not really going to help. How do you know until you try it? Oh no, people make fun or make jokes about people who are life coaches. I've been doing this, 13 years now. And there's amazing transformation that happens. Or, oh no, the biggest one is, oh no, I don't need it. Like, we all need it. It's like saying, I don't need a physical trainer. Like, you're going to get so much more out of your workouts and your consistency and accountability with a physical trainer. And that's what life coaching offers. It's not, oh, that's another one that I hear. Oh, I could just talk to my friends or family. It's not the same. And they're not going to be honest with you. And they're not going to have the skill set that somebody's been doing this for a long time. And so, yeah, I encourage everybody to give it a try. If not, I hope you enjoy these videos and appreciate all your comments. If you want to support the channel, that really means a lot to me. It inspires me to continue making videos and lets me know you find these videos valuable. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. If you're on a tight budget, there's a PayPal link in the description. And if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and possibly share. Oh, this felt good. It was nice talking with you today, and I hope you don't just watch this video and move on to another video, but maybe you rewatch it and write down a few key points that you think would apply to you, and then take action. Apply it. Even if it's small, something small. So, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.